Just chilling now. Hope y'all having a good day on the Sunday. Probably on for a little while today. See what I got. If I can get this thing properly, we'll get a story going. I think I got it. See how y'all feeling today. Let's see. I think I'm right on right there. So we're gonna see what's going on. See what's up real quick. Sometimes this thing be acting right, sometimes it don't. See if I get this thing right. Hope everybody's doing good today. What's happening? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you, Tom. Thank you for coming on. Timing is perfect. Let me see. What's my poll question today gonna be? Let's see. What can I pick on? Good to see you. I just got on too, so thank you for coming on. My poll question today will be since you're the first one on, would you want a sports poll question or do you want a music poll question? If you want a sports poll question, give me a 1. If you want a music one, give me a 2. If you want something with politics, give me a 3. I'm gonna let you pick. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Glad to have you too, as always. If it's the question will be 3 is political. You want political? Okay. All right, let me see what I'm gonna fire up. Okay, I know what I'll say. Okay. Don't move because I'm gonna put this on. Don't move. I'm gonna be sending out notifications that I'm live. So if you see a squircle, that's not I'm not gone. I'm just sending out notifications. So keep talking. Okay, so let me keep going. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold it, because I got to get to it. I got to hold it. Let me back. Yeah, but I've got so much to it. I got to hold it. Let me back. Yeah, but I've got so much to do. I'm going to have to Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Stuff. Thank you, thank you. Well, yeah, we're going to look at it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, I am back now. So what's up? What's up? Everybody's on. Please hit the one. I am back. I sent all the information out, so please hit the one. If you're on, please hit the one. We're on. We're on. So if you're on, please hit the one. Please hit the one. If you're on, please hit the one. Hit the one, hit the one, hit the one, hit the one. We are live today, so hit the one. We're on. I take care of stuff, so let's see what we got. I hit no because right now he is taking. I think that it all is connected. Well, actually, Juneteenth is very important because if you don't support Juneteenth, you can't support the 4th, and then you think it's the 4th of July. So it is important. And what he's trying to do is just trying to take all of them. So, you know, it's a deep rooted. It's very deep rooted, and and I already know. We already know what's at work. We know what's at work. We know what he doing. We know what he's doing. Put this thing on green. I care about it all. It's nothing that he can do that will sway me with his agenda. So I'm not buying him at all. I think that it's all problematic either way you look at it. So I'm back too. Thank you for your patience. Where I was is that I was trying to hit all my apps to let people know that I'm here because I'm on Facebook, Substack, um, the different apps I got. And so it just unifies it. So if people want to come on, they can see. And I have people that come through that. So, but I appreciate you being here early. So what you want to talk about? Let's chop it up. You never come on first. So this is cool that you're on first. So what's on your mind? I don't think the Republican Party will recover because I think that the whole mega mess then dissuaded and has been so spiteful even more than what they already were. So I think it's gonna take a lady. They're still stuck with Mitch McConnell going freeze, and then you got him, and you got too much layers that are not gonna come out properly. I don't think they ever will recover. Okay, let's talk. What you want to talk about? I know one thing, you're not no Cowboys fan, so I will get some rational conversation with you. Oh God. You don't know how. Oh, two things. Yes, I was glad Dallas got their butt clapped by Detroit the other night. Woo! But then Ohio State lost. I was like, yes. That one, I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan, so uh but Ryan Day's the only guy. You said my sister's better to become a dad. How you gonna be a dad if that's your sister? No, he don't believe in him. If he did, Dak Prescott, who's playing good, but they Schottenheimer. They gave up how many 40 burger games this year? They just seem like such an afterthought. Well, I didn't know Indiana was that good. Their defense really stepped up big. I I I didn't see it. I didn't know. And Ohio State is not invincible, so that you know. I you know, they might be on to something. That was a huge win. I was happy because. Yeah, that's true. He is a guy who's so notorious for stat padding and and then when he actually needs to come up and put it when it counts, it's kind of it's kind of fitting. Oh yeah, let me ask you a question since I got you, because you saw Shaq and Kobe. Who was leading that team? Who was the main focal point during their run when they three-peated? Who was the main alpha on the team? I got into this big old stew with some cats on Instagram because they got mad because the LeBron fans be talking down playing Kobe, and I said Shaq was the top dog during that run. But I want to hear you say it because these cats be hating on Shaq. They hate on Shaq. And I'm like, yo, listen, I like Kobe, and I think I'll give Kobe an edge over LeBron, but he was not better than Shaquille O'Neal then. Yeah, I think Ohio State. Well, see, Ohio State will probably have to utilize running and being careful. But I think you're right. I think Indiana did play better competition because Ohio State pretty much had like 7, 8 teams that they could smash on, and they smashed on Michigan and they smashed on Penn State, and then it was probably playing what Toledo of Ohio. You beat up about 4 or 5 tomato can teams, then you stack pad your wins, and then people think you're doing something. That's the only problem I don't like about college football because you do get some tomato can team wins. Notre Dame beat somebody 70-10. Like, who are you playing this late in the season to be putting up a 70 burger? But what did you think about what I said about Shaq and Kobe? I want to get your feedback on that. The Patriots thing is only because they played everything close to the vest. I don't think the Patriots are a championship team unless Drake can morph into Tom Brady and they can offset. They haven't played what I call invincible. They play what we call know how to win close one score games. I haven't seen what I call a separation. Yeah, they were. They were playing third tier teams and they were stockpiling. The Patriots can be beat. It's just that a team that beats them has to be able to run on them. And they can make Drake put that ball on the carpet. He has a tendency. But the Patriots are they playing very well though. Not no, Georgia finally did what they supposed to do. They beat that butt. Alabama's not that good. Bama is what I call maybe a second tier team, but compared to the Bamas, the way they were with Nick Saban when they were in their heyday, even the last year when they lost to Michigan in the playoffs, that was high second, low first tier. They basically a little bit better than average at best. At best. But they've always had Georgia's number. But the games that they've lost, they look very vulnerable. So that's not. No, Georgia just tore that butt up like they supposed. If Georgia could beat Alabama, Georgia would have been a four-peat team. So they finally did what they supposed to do. Well, Bama, they was stunt, they was blitzing. That's what it was. And the problem thing with Bama is if they don't have a power running game, they're not effective. They trying to bar burn, so they was getting at it. That's not Bama's not that good. I know you're thinking because they were 10th ranked and because there was always this kind of if they win this game, they miraculously will be a top four seed. Believe me, they wanted them to win bad. Believe that. I can already tell you the fix is on. But the way they got handled, now they're gonna have to play in the Fruit Loop Bowl. So now I wasn't sold on Bama. Bama hasn't showed me much of nothing this year, to be honest with you. I think they've been on the down the last 2 years. When they lost to Michigan a couple years ago, that was the last, and even then they were what I call a low first tier was happening. But now they're just 2.5 tier, a little bit better than average. They're like probably about in the same boat as Texas, maybe a little bit worse. They're not top five. But because of who they are, you know, it's kind of like when I look at Miami Hurricanes. It's the hype that but as far as being a tier team that could win a major bowl, no. They're not on that top page. In English, they at least a 2 to 3 loss team. And closer to three. Yeah. Um, my honest opinion, they are the kind of team on any given Sunday, they are a threat to at least get into the playoffs this year. There's no joke. Because their defense is not bad. They did make Matthew Stafford look pretty ordinary, who was arguably considered MVP. Now, their biggest problem is Bryce Young and their offense. Because Dallas ain't smart no more. Dallas doesn't think. Dallas is one of those teams that because they have been so fixated on making Dak Prescott look like a superstar and they home CD Lamb and Michael Parsons and said that they lost track of situations. They don't think cohesively because it's been individualized. That's how you lose that running back. Yes, he is. That's a duh. And I'm not downplaying your intelligence, but that's a duh. Because the day he no longer resides there, and they can actually have a head coach who can coach and a general manager can general manage and they let people do their personnel, they'll be serious again. But that's not happening no time soon as long as he's meddling. His meddling once upon a time flipped their franchise. That's a long time ago. To quote Rick Pitino, Herschel Walker ain't coming through that door, and you ain't getting Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmett Smith, and a Dion to boot with Charles Haley and a Woodson, Darren Woodson. I'm just saying, you're not getting that. And the Bill Bates holdover. You never told me about your feelings about Shaq and Kobe. So, whose team did you think it was? And I just want to get your opinion on that. That's all. Now, of course, it's Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones, a lot of these owners are meddlesome, but you know, Robert Kraft got very lucky. He meddled, but he got lucky. But Jerry Jones has been in a funk for like, yeah, yeah, I agree with you. But you admit Shaq was the best player when they went to all those finals. That's all I'm trying to say. And without Shaq, I don't think they win no three chips and go no four finals. Because Shaq's dominance was so relevant that they had four centers, 24 fouls. That's all I was trying to say. They got to try and put some stats. I said, look, Allen Iverson to this day will tell you if it wasn't for Shaquille O'Neal, he probably wins a chip. Just saying. Yeah, Jerry Jones is one of those. He's meddlesome. He's irksome. He's smug and he's arrogant, and he still thinks he's gonna find a way. And that team is just not really responding, and it shows. And that's the bottom line. That's all. But I could care less though. The Cowboys will self implode, which they already are. They're a joke, and they're, you know, 6-6-1 is an area code. Sound like a strip club. They're not gonna do nothing. As bad as Philadelphia, Philly would have to tank. And Dallas has no tiebreakers. You lose to the Lions, you lost to the Bears. That's two. And Carolina's got you beat. That's three. Oh, I know what he wanted to do, but he had to have a low post presence before he got back to that brass ring when they got Paul Gasol. Because he didn't do much with Lamar Odoms. And that's all I tried to say. Yeah, thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Now we get back to football. But yeah, that's the problem with Jerry Jones. That's the problem right there. But I'm glad you ain't no cowboy lover. And you could tell it's funny. I'm back here live now, and them cowboy heads ain't nowhere in sight. They ain't heard a peep. Because they went and did what I thought they were going to do. Gave up another 40 burger. Got ran out the building. That's what it is. 661. I'm like, really? Really? And you're gonna have that one all season long. It's like some code. Gonna have that one tie on your resume. That's what it, and that's the only reason why they got that they think they have an okay season. Y'all, 304 riding the pole. Pitiful. And they gave up 40 in that game. I mean, they just no. Dak's gonna be the lost season. I'm not saying they can't be a threat in a year or two, but it ain't gonna happen this year. Hello, hello, how you doing? Well, welcome aboard. Thank you for coming here. Where you coming from today? And please hit the like up and feel free to take the poll question. Yeah, after he broke up with Taraji Henson, he sure did. He messed up with he did. And he wasn't Scotty. He had the handles. See, I could do a whole video about that, but some people don't want me to do that because if I sat there and told you that he was really trying to get his Jordan on with Lamar as his Scottie Pippen, and Lamar would never say it, but Lamar was known as the goods. Kenny the Jet Smith called him that because he could play five positions, he had handles, he could move. So, but how that turned out, you know. But yeah, and I could go in on it, and then it took getting Paul Gasol and making Lamar being the third option is why they ended up winning. And they had Andrew Bynum, so they had two bigs. So there's a whole slew, you know. Yeah, he in a Magic Scotty kind of way, but his mind wasn't always there. Skills was there, but he wasn't there, and it didn't work. I remember Lamar very well. Should have been a Hall of Famer. Just got kind of caught out there. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's the thing about the Cowboys. And so anyway, there's no Cowboy fans here today, so oh yeah, because Lamar was tough. He was scrappy and you could feel for him. You do like Lamar. It's just that basketball kind of got, kicked to the wave to the side. They not coming. They not coming. They're not coming. They wanted to come. You should have been here last week. Oh, they was when I was did my last live stream, they was all on me, yo. They was like talking crazy. And then that game happened Thursday, and then reality landed, and it's over. And it was bad. Gibbs ran on them like he was a lost member of the Bee Gees, tore they behind up, and their playoff hopes are pretty much kaput. Let me tell you, I know. Shoot, they beat Detroit. No sooner as I got here, they'd have beaten you in here. What's happening? How you doing? No, they're not gonna come in here. They walk around with bags over their head. They ain't gonna come in here. And I sure would clown them too. Cause they did what they usually do. Get ran on and give up 40 burger. Yeah, usually you don't be because usually Charlene is in here. And I did send her a message. One of the reasons why I left you spinning on the thing because I had to go to Facebook and I sent her a notice to let her know I was on live today because I told her I was gonna be here. But things happen. It is a holiday month for some. People are busy and I get it. And I'm just, again, I'm only on here probably today, tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. We'll see. I got at least 2 or 3 days I'll be on here for sure. So no, no, one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, usually you wouldn't be the first, but especially on a Sunday, but Cowboy fans are nowhere in sight. They don't want my mouth. They'll think I forgot about them when I do another one. Well, boxing has been suspect once they started the whole uh what's the word I want to say? They started to mess with the different weight classes, like when Terrence Crawford just got stripped. It's just a bunch of jive. It always was suspect because I'm gonna give you an example when back in the '90s, right? Sweet Pea Whitaker beat De La Hoya and Chavez, put a technical beating on him, and they gave him draw. So and George Foreman always said when he beat Michael Moore, he said if I don't knock him out, I don't win. So that was quite a statement from a guy who'd already proven his worth. But again, you can't leave it to the scorecard. So, and of course, if you watch Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, you know what I mean. So I used to live in Hampton, and he died in Norfolk. And Sweet Pea was huge back when I was coming along. But that fight, which I remember back in '93, I was also working with a buddy of mine, and we laughed. He put on a technical. He actually showed you the blueprint to be who he put on I'm talking about where someone that what you how to for dummies. This is how you fight this man. This is how you beat him. I was like, wow, because Pernell had kind of done some clownish stuff, but he went in that ring and he was very professional and just beat him on a strategic, technical, technical. So that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I will be on for another half hour. So I'll make it an even hour today. Just so you know. I never heard anyone say the Sweet Pea was their favorite fighter, so that's pretty cool. He was underappreciated. He was underappreciated. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I'm glad you stopped through. I'll be on for a little bit. Hello. I'll be on for a little bit if someone comes through. I'm glad you at least you kept me on. And like I said, I'll be on for like a half hour, see if anybody else comes through. But I'm glad you came through. Yeah. Glad you came through. Well, thank you. Tell me where you're coming from today. Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. You as well. Best to your family, man. Appreciate you coming through. I went to church early today too, so it's holiday time and people are getting into it. So thank you always. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. All right. So we'll see who anybody else comes through. I will be on for a little while longer. People hitting the likes up. If anybody's on, you want to take the poll, got any questions, feel free. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Be on for a little while longer. I'll see if anybody comes through. And in fact, if no one doesn't come through the next 5 or 6 minutes, I'll call it a day because I just want to see what we got. If anybody wants to talk, feel free. See what we got. All right. See if anybody's gonna come through today. It's pretty quiet today. Yeah, well, we talked about politics and we talked about sports and stuff, so we was on here for a minute. Yeah. Mm, okay. I'll give it a couple more minutes. If I don't see anyone come through, I was gonna wait for another 30, but if no one comes through, I'll just cut it in about 3 minutes. So it's good to be back live, and I will be back tomorrow. I'm sure Cowboy fans will have eaten themselves into being. They'll try to like play it off, and then you know how it is when you deal with fan bases and people who don't really want to get that smoke, don't really want to hear the facts, because it's like, oh, why did you have to come and bring it to us? But someone has to. So that's just what's up. Shit. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll just probably I'll make it like 40 minutes. Just was trying to get a check on. But yeah, the whole thing is like, apparently in North Carolina with some black museums, that they're actually African American museums, that they're, but in spite of Trump's antics, they're trying to work with folks. And I think that once he's gone, that you'll see be try to make some kind of, but the divisiveness is real. So yeah. So anyway. It's a couple minutes and stuff. So anyway, appreciate everyone that did come through. Again, if if I'm getting hit with the messages left and right, I'll be on for at least an hour. If not, I'll probably have to cut it down a little bit. Today, just one of those exceptions. It is Sunday, and we're in the holiday for the week, the months and stuff, and then this week is the halfway point. So I'm not going to trip. But also, I understand those Cowboys took those L's, so I know why a lot of people are gonna come in here, and I got it. You don't want to hear my mouth going off, so I get it. So, but I have been here for like a half hour, and so the stuff is going. So anyway, had a few folks come through, but apparently that's gonna be it for now, and it's okay though. I'm not gonna trip. I'm gonna call it a day, and I appreciate it when it did come through. The live rebroadcast will still be on, so um, if you didn't watch it, you can watch it again, and then you can follow along with what we were talking about. And so I will be back on tomorrow. Great to see the one everybody that showed up. Appreciated time and everyone that came through. So hope you have a good evening, day, and what have you. And again, send out notifications. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. All time. Peace.